Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Tom Spark. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out a Slack alternative. Now, Slack is primarily a business chat platform. You'll see tons of tech organizations using it because it's really good at a large scale. You can create different threads and stuff like that. But even for people and groups of friends, it can be good too, which is something that's kind of cool to think about as an alternative to something like Discord. So today we're going to be checking out like an open source, privacy-friendly version of Slack, and that is called Zulip. So the people at Zulip asked me to check out their product, and it does look kind of compelling. I've never heard of it before. Now there are some other alternatives out there to Slack as well that are privacy-friendly, stuff like Mattermost and some of those other things. But most of those I found to be kind of clunky, hard to use. Rocket Chat was cool, but again, it was like kind of clunky. This looks a little bit more simple. Honestly, it just looks just like Slack to me, but privacy friendly and maybe cheaper to use. If we look at the pricing, it looks like you can get file storage up to 5 gigabytes, 10,000 messages of search history, and pretty much everything you need. And then if you get a little bit of an upgrade, you get just a bit more. So overall, that's pretty cool. Another thing is you could self-host Zulip on your own computer or device. So this is actually really cool, and it's free as well. So really nice. As you can see here, open source, free, which is nice. And apparently it's made from developers from all over the world. The nice thing about Zulip is it still seems to be pretty well developed. I looked at the App Store. It looks pretty simple, the iOS app, to be honest. But the good thing about that is that it was updated just a couple days ago. So it does seem to be still actively developed, which is nice. So how does it work exactly? Well, pretty much what you do is download it. I'm not sure if it can work in the browser yet. If we click here, it seems to primarily want you to download it. So Slack does have a browser experience, but it was never that good. So if we look at it, basically the way it works is you want to join an organization or create one. We're going to be creating an organization called Tom Spark Reviews. And then once that happens, this is pretty much what it's going to be looking like. So for us, we're just going to be doing a personal organization, and we could do the organization URL here. So let's go ahead and do that and start the server. So I did make the server and I was wrong. It does seem to have some kind of website interface. So we are kind of in a server here with the kind of topics and whatnot, and we could see me. So what I had to do is type .zulipchat.com and I was able to connect, but now I have to log in. All right, I now logged in to the server and we have the in-browser experience and the downloaded one. So I have a direct message to myself. That's what happened there. So it looks like we could create a topic. So open source privacy. Hello. We will create a topic. So now I can message within this topic space, and you can do Control Enter to send. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, cool. So you can just change that to enter. So hello. Okay, there we go. Now it's starting to feel like really nice. So we have the core team, and then a couple different little chat rooms, and we have messaging here. Hello. So there you go. It's interesting how it kind of gives you this tab here. I guess you could kind of switch between the different things, and you could create different little channels, and you could create different organizations of those channels, so some people can view them and stuff like that. As you can see, private. So if you were trying to make this like a Discord server, you could make this only for like moderators or administrators. If you were a business, you could make this for some specific employees. So that, as far as I know, is very similar to Slack. Let's talk about some of my other first impressions with Zulip. I do like the dark mode interface. I think that's really nice. It defaulted to that. If we go into the settings here, you can see tons of customizations. You could mute all sounds, which is nice. Enable auto updates. Have different ways to notify messages. That's really good. We have some functionality things where it starts on startup, and we also have some ability to use proxy, which is kind of interesting. We have the organization information, various shortcuts. So overall, this seems pretty full featured and actually easy to use, but at the same time, pretty powerful. If we look up here, you can see different ways to manage the streams, look at statistics, and more settings like this. So overall, let's go ahead and see if there's any like appearance customization settings here. we go to personal settings, it looks like Zulip also have tons of integrations here, which is pretty cool. Similar to Slack, which does have a lot of integrations. I know people like that. So that is pretty cool. You could add all sorts of things, even weather, GitHub. So yeah, this definitely seems to be pretty powerful. Ooh, radar. Interesting. So radar is kind of how you queue and look for movies. So that's really interesting. So this would create notifications. You could create a bot. So you could connect it that way. Select the webhook. Pretty simple. Oh, cool. So it will notify you when a movie has been grabbed. That's actually really nice. So pretty cool. It also has some things like iFit for some automations. So this could even be used theoretically for your own personal use, and maybe just for note taking, talking to personal friends. It has pretty cool ways to notify yourself about some of these specific things, which I didn't really even think about before, which is kind of cool. So I couldn't really find the customization settings in terms of color, but it does seem to be there's plenty of documentation in the help center. So basically what you do is you hover over stream in the left sidebar, you click on the ellipsis, okay. So then you do select the color from the grid, stream settings, stream color, okay. So you could kind of change the color of the icon. So it mainly seems that you could kind of just customize the color of the icons, which is okay. There might be a way to customize the overall kind of color, although I don't really mind the color. It's nice and the interface looks pretty good. Anyways, guys, those are my first impressions of Zulip, an open source, privacy friendly, free to use, although paid to upgrade chat service. It's very similar to Slack, but that's not necessarily a bad thing in my opinion. It seems to have tons of integrations, tons of customization settings that you can take advantage of, even for personal use. Being notified when you're at home server, like download some kind of torrent or something like that, is really cool. So honestly, this could be a really cool application to chat with your friends or your business, either way. Anyways, guys, hope you liked this video, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon.